Hey guys, welcome back. This is part two of the stock chart of CDNS. If you have not seen the part one, go check it out. It's about 30 minutes long. Take a look at that before you start this. But we're just going to finish up here today. I think we got about a year to go through with this to get to today's date. Um, Let me catch you up where we're at. So CDNS has been on a pretty good run here. It saw a low at 53. It's seen a high of 111. It looks like it's staying within that range right now. We've got a nice channel upward. As you can see, you've got the Keltner line here. It's just kind of been hanging out right at that top, in between this middle line and the top Keltner channel. We're noticing though a change in volume over here on this side, so it could start to become exhausted this run. Um, if you don't have stop loss here, I would definitely put one in place. It depends on where you want to put that, but I would definitely make sure you take profits here in something like this. If you've seen a run like this, you hate to give most of it back. So let's continue forward. And so most likely going to stay within this channel. It could start to see a dip from that. It could veer down below this middle line, even break to that bottom Keltner line. But let's continue on. Yeah, it's just staying right above that middle Keltner. Man, what a good run. This has been a good run. So um, nothing really concerning at the moment. Stay the course. No reason to jump ship. And looking good. You got to ask yourself at this point, how long is this thing going to continue upwards? I mean, again, a trailing stop would work perfect here. Um, and so we see a big red bar. It broke below the middle Keltner. Let's see where that leads. That could be this change in trend. It did it on good volume. 2.48 mil versus 1.76 for the buyers. So this could either consolidate sideways or it could start downward, or we shall see. Yeah. So it's kind of breaking from this middle Keltner channel. It's you'll notice this veer here, this bottom Keltner line is taking a significant drop there. Let's see where this continues. So again, you should have had your stop loss tight at that point. Um, you definitely don't want to give that back. So let's see if this can form a sideways consolidation or if it's just going to continue to drop. My guess is this is going to continue to drop down where the stochastic has really dropped. The sellers have kind of overcome this. So let's see, that this is most likely going to continue. Just kind of meandering along, consolidating sideways. It does seem to find a little bit of support here, some resistance with buyers coming in right there. I don't think that's not a lot of information for us. Depending on where you had your stop loss, you may have stopped out at least partial position at this point, but that's not a bad thing. Even if it continues higher, sometimes you just have to take profits. That's not a bad thing. Um, Is it going to break past this 117 range? It looks like it's kind of flirting with that, but it looks like it's going to see some resistance. That's pretty natural. This could be the top as of right now, but so far we're kind of creating this little channel of 98 to 117. I'm going to guess it's going to break below this 98 at some point and probably give back some of these gains back here, but that's just my guess at this point. So um, just sideways action, a little bit of a cup and a handle. It did break back above that. Look at that. So so if we still hold a 3/4 position, this could trend upwards. Uh, yeah, yeah. It seems like it wants to go a little higher, but for how long? So it's hitting 125, and now it just hit major resistance. So it's gone from 126 range on the high for the day down to 118. Let's see if it did it on volume as well. It has. So right now I think we're going to start to see more of a tug, push pull, tug of war. Um, maybe continue sideways a little bit. I think we're going to see a down day though here. If we shall see. Yeah, just sideways action. Um, we have kind of gone a little bit of a bounce here. So you'll notice the previous low was 99 on there for the range, and then you've met resistance here at 107, met resistance here at 111, 110 range. So is this kind of trending? Is it creating a channel higher? It is actually. Um, so if you own three-quarter position, there's still no reason to be out of this at this point. Even if you sold out a little bit here, you probably shouldn't have sold out the whole position, depending on where your stop loss was. Most likely our stop loss was probably a little farther down though, just depending on where you wanted it to be. You kind of hate to give up too many points, but you also don't want to be out of the position altogether. So unless you see real danger, which this was not real danger at that juncture. So big red bar. Um, just continuing sideways. It kind of wants to trend a little higher. Notice this Keltner channel. It's just kind of raising up a little bit. It's gone from the 100 range to the 105 range. It's defeated easily to this 110 to all the way up to this 125. So it is making its way higher. It is creating newer highs. It's broke above the 117, which it looked like almost here could have been a double top. If you notice that, that could have easily been seen as a double top there, but it broke above it soon after, met with resistance, and now it's kind of forming this higher level up here. So let's just continue on, see where this goes, and it's breaking above that. I liked the stochastic on this. It looks like it wants to build momentum higher, and it has. It's kind of created this channel upward, which I like to see. And it did. Okay, so we got a green bar, big green bar on big green volume. So could this go higher? It looks like it may. Could it get exhausted? Yeah. You could put it on back a full position here. I would be careful though. It's ran for quite a while, but you could add here at this juncture. You're getting confirmation that buyers are in. I think it looks pretty solid at this point. Where do you expect it to go though? I mean, you could have bought this thing back in the 70s not long ago. So this thing has doubled. And so you just want to be careful. If you buy here, which I probably would, I would also put a stop loss probably somewhere around this range here. You don't want to lose too much, but you got to kind of expect it to maybe come back down to earth a little bit into this channel right along the base of the bottom channel there. So let's see where it goes. And it continues upward. So if we bought here, as of right now, it's looking like the right play as of right now. It's just wanting to, and as you notice here, it has broken above this Keltner line as well. So that could mean it's a little, we got 3 red bars out of 4 here. Stochastics turning over. I feel like it's becoming a little bit exhausted. It's been a long run. It could be a little overextended at this juncture. So I'd make sure our stop is tight, but we're still in this. We still got about a full position. Yeah, we could get stopped out here. And continuing sideways, building kind of a little consolidation action here. Nothing major, but it could push higher from here, man. So if we bought here as of right now, we're being rewarded at the moment anyway. It's just kind of chugging along, and so yeah, that consolidation sideways there was nothing. So it broke back down 128. It kind of gave back the gains of this here. So if we bought here, we definitely want to make sure our stop loss is tight at this juncture. Probably somewhere in the I don't like to lose more than 5%. That's kind of where I like to stay in that, and I keep the losses small, make the winners run. So reverts right back. So most likely we did not have our stop loss was probably down here somewhere. So we're not stopped out yet. Still doing well in this. Stochastic looks a little dangerous. Volume doesn't look helpful. Doesn't look overly fun there. It looks like the bears may be coming in here. We've got 5 red bars, 6 red bars out of 7 here. Looks like a reversal's coming. And as I say that, it completely just makes its way higher. And see, that's the positive with stop losses. So even if it looked like it wanted to continue downward, if you have your stop loss on, you're going to be safe. But if you have it too tight, which obviously you're not going to place it right here. If you buy in here, you're not going to place it right at where you buy in. So you were not stopped out. So that's a positive. So this is just trucking higher. So if you bought in at say 130, 131, you're now at 145, and that's a good little chunk there. So let's see if it continues higher. It looks like it may. Just wanting to go higher, wanting to come back down to earth. So now it's kind of creating this more of a channel of this upper range here. So we've completely blasted free from this range, and we're kind of setting a new precedent here. So it's just kind of like an elevator. You take a level up, and that's where we're at right now. So we could easily fall back down to this level, but we shall see. Nice big green bar there. So we just tug of war. The overall market's probably doing well. You'll notice, though, it's creating more of a channel for us. 128 on the low, 145 in the high, 132 on the low. Let's see if this breaks the new high here. And if it does not, we may start to see kind of a double top action, or just kind of a consolidation sideways. And yeah, it met with resistance at 147 there, and it's breaking below these levels here. It's staying kind of that 128 range. Yeah, it's going to break lower. So sellers are coming in. I don't like this pattern here. I'd make sure my stops are tight. I'm probably not going to make money on this unless I decided to take a profit somewhere, say here, which it's very possible. Sometimes I see a lot of red bars. I see some action that I don't like, and I could have easily gotten out of here. And that's sometimes you have to waive these stop losses. If you had it down here and you decide, I just don't like the action of this stock, and you want to get out, this would probably have been a good place, and maybe even somewhere in this range. It started the day, in the 40s, and it dropped. This would probably have been a good sell point for especially this position. You still could have made some money there. You actually still would have made 7 points or so. So that would have been a solid profit take right there. So really we bypassed the stop loss in that situation, which I do recommend doing. If the stock feels like it's breaking down, if you just want to get out and you want to take some profit, do it. Yes, we need to let these things run, but if you're starting to see this choppy action, this back and forth consolidation, and it's looking like an M, and it looks just no good. I don't want to be a part of it. The sellers have come in. The stochastic looks horrible. The Keltner's breaking down. No, I don't want to be a part of it. So I would most likely sell around this level here. So, and will it bounce back? It could easily bounce back. This could retest this area. And if it does, and I'm not in it, it's okay. This is where sometimes you may need to kind of look elsewhere for a different stock. So obviously, if I'm not in this and I don't like the action, there's thousands of stocks out there that you can check out and you can get into, and I guarantee you there's something right now at this very moment that is a better setup than this right here. I guarantee it. And so if you don't like it, get out of it, look at something else. That's as easy as it gets. So even if this goes higher, did you do anything wrong? No. If you took profit, okay. If it's a small profit, we don't like small profits, but you know what? A small profit is better than a small loss, and it's especially better than a big loss. So, and is this starting to consolidate a little bit? Yeah, not a lot of faith here. It could continue higher from here. I don't know if I'd be back in it at this point. I don't know how much it has left in it to run. You could be put on a small position here. I'm not overly convicted. It's consolidating a little bit. Let's see if it continues maybe on an upward channel here. But most likely, and it does, an upward channel. Most likely it's going to see some resistance at this level. If it blows past that, I will be a little surprised. Yeah, just sideways action. Yeah, so it drops back down here. We've got this channel of you see the bottom base here, you see the tops up here. You got really resistance here, resistance here, resistance here now. This to me, I'm glad I'm out of it. If I sold it somewhere here, I'm glad I did, because I just at this point, I mean, what are you trying to do? You're trying to go for this trend here. Again, there's something better out there elsewhere. I guarantee it. You buy at 132 and you sell at 140. I mean, sure, that's 8 points you could have got, but that is such a short trend. I mean, that's swing trading. And yes, I do some swing trades. I don't recommend that for everybody though. That's not everybody's bag. And so let's continue on here. We got major red volume on that down day. That gap down there, that's a little concerning at this juncture. And yeah, it's going to kind of break down here, it looks like. Yeah, it's just, see if it breaks below this range here. It goes back down to that elevator level, a floor just below this here. And met with a little bit of resistance, but how long is that going to stick? And you'll notice the volume starting to decrease a little bit. So I feel like there's not going to be a lot of buyers at this point. So I would say it's going to continue downward. And that's just a guess, but or sideways or up. Yeah. So this was actually a little reverse in trend here. Big green bar, followed by a second green bar. If you would have bought here, yeah, you could have made a nice little trend play. Is it going to kind of stay in this range? Most likely. And, you know, these channels are good for trending. You know, you'll notice this up, down, up, down, up. You know, if you do want to trend, this is not a bad chart to trend. But I think we're looking for the longer. I'm looking for the longer runs as of this point. So I'm most likely still out of this position. If I wanted to get a little bit risky, you could have maybe put something on here, but you know, it could revert right back down to this too. So let's see where it goes. And it continues higher. So this, yeah, it's going to maybe test this 147 range. Let's see if it breaks above all those previous resistance levels. And it's really flirting with that, and it wants to break above this. Now, could I buy here? Man, this is kind of a difficult decision for us. Stochastic looks pretty good. It looks like it wants to go a little higher. We don't have a lot of volume. But I'm guessing there's not going to be a ton of sellers here at this juncture. So I may have put on a position here. If I didn't somewhere here, actually, I like all this green action here. Let's see where this goes. It may break down. It's going to continue to go higher. And break down, big green bar, continue higher. Continuing higher. Will it become exhausted? Most likely. If you bought here, you definitely want to set your stop. You're making good gain. You got to figure this probably doesn't have that much longer to run. So I would set a pretty tight stop here, and it just continues higher. So if I set my stop here, yeah, we're just continuing upward. We have not seen a lot of down days here. And it is just, look at this channel that is just catching here. This is just, man, this would have been a nice little run here. You bought in down here at 125, you're at 165 up here. So that's a 40-point swing. Pretty good. Not bad at all. And down day, met with resistance, down day, and here we are. Okay. So this is today. We made it to today. That didn't take so long. So, um, okay. So I actually did buy, come to think of it, I probably bought here. Um, I am in this stock right now, actually. So I do own this stock. I actually have put other people in this stock. And I believe I put it in this level here. So it's had a really good run as of thus far. Does it look like it's turning a little bit up here? Yeah, it does. It looks like some volume started to accumulate there on the seller side of things. Stochastic's kind of leaning downward. Um, I should probably check my stops. If I haven't sold out, I actually believe I did sell a few shares here just the other day. And I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this, and my stops are pretty tight here. So I know I've done really well at this with this trend here. I believe I was up about 26% or so, 26 to 30%, and it's done pretty well. So here's where we're at today. So it is just getting off this nice little run here, about 40-point swing. If you bought at the bottom, which is not always easy to do. I probably bought right here, somewhere, and then I may have added maybe right here or even right here. So, but it's been a good stock. I like it. It's something that I would go back to once it starts to maybe revert back down a little bit, come back down to these levels here. I'd like to see, but you know, it's shown resilience in the past, and that could easily show resilience in the future. So, but as of now, we take it day by day. Thank you for listening. Click subscribe. Keep an eye on the channel, and we will be posting more videos. I promise you that. We will be digging in a little deeper on some things, and we're here to learn. We're here to learn together, and just have fun with it. Make some money, you know, and just have a good time. So have a wonderful day, everybody, and God bless.